listeners. Welcome back to another Gitty Gang Show, the 209th, I believe, this week. This week's show is going to be a little bit, perhaps shorter. I know I say that every week and we end up filling an hour, but this week I mean it. We've got a number of videos to share with you, including a cool one from several weeks back. Deke Caldwell, Danny Boy, and I went down to Highland Hardwoods, not this Danny Boy, the other one. Went down to Highland Hardwoods in Brentwood on an official CB Gitty wood run. And we took a number of videos on the way while we were there, picking out the different hardwoods that we needed for making necks and such here at CB Gitty. And our intrepid producer, Mr. Lanciano back there, was good enough to stitch all of those together into a single video, kind of showing off where we get some of the wood we use here at CB Gitty for making cigar box guitar parts. Now, I think I did a live broadcast from Highland Hardwoods a few years back. I forget how long it's been. It's kind of a cool place, and I wanted to show it off because I know a lot of folks out there don't have that kind of facility or that kind of store, I guess you could call it, nearby. It's just 30 or so minutes away down the road, and they've got a huge selection of different hardwoods. You'll see them in the video. So we've got that to share with you. The little ditty I wrote for it, it's W-O-O-D-R-U-N, Wood Run. Wood Run. I'm going to turn this up a little bit more. We've been monkeying about. There we go. Monkeying about with all sorts of audio stuff lately. We've been, we recorded the album, the Eastwood Station album here in the studio using the homemade, handmade instruments and our homemade, handmade voices and homemade, handmade songs, a lot of them, originals. And that album, actually, as a reminder, you can now get as an MP3 download through cbgitty.com for just $10. Download it, put it on your phone, upload it to your iPods or whatever you kids are using these days. If you don't want the physical CD to go in a CD player, you can get the digital download version. But anyway, all the audio stuff, actually you can't see it, it's not on camera. Well, the main PA box over here that the sound is coming through right now, we got to pack up. As soon as the show is over, Danny and I are joining the rest of our bandmates that make up Off She Goes, an Irish band that we formed just a couple of weeks ago, to be honest. And we've got an official gig tonight, a St. Patrick's Day preparational warm-up gig down in Dova at the Irish pub where we all met. Well, we knew each other beforehand, but the other three members of the band, unfortunately, couldn't be here for today's Gitty Gang show. They're all out working day jobs, I think, or some such. We're all going to go down there and sing and play Irish songs, so we got to pack up all the audio equipment, the monitor, everything. Poof, down there, set it all up, back to gigging. Good Lord. So anyway, Danny and I are not going to do any live singing here today on the Gitty Gang show to preserve our voices for tonight. And then we've got another gig tomorrow afternoon at another Irish pub over in Somersworth. But what I wanted to tell you is that this coming Tuesday evening is the evening we usually gather here in the Juke Shack to have band rehearsal, session. We have different friends. Scott and Betsy have been here a number of times. We might do a live Irish show instead of a band practice that night, or instead of a session. We'll go live to the Cigar Box Nation pages and such. Danny and I will play the time clock and Louis Lamanna's mandolin and the wagon wheel banjo, and the girls will play their whistles and all sorts of good stuff. Emily's got the violin, might be able to get her to pick up Jim Morris's violin and play a couple of tunes on it. So I'm going to try to get them all to confirm tonight that they can do it. But Tuesday evening, tentatively, will hopefully be the Gitty Gang Irish show for this year. And then, of course, next week, next Thursday, is the High Holy Day itself. Probably won't be a Gitty Gang show next week. I'm going to preemptively claim Irish flu for next Friday.
Yeah, and some of us will be working with hangovers that day.
Well, yeah. Well, I'll probably be here, but unless you want the show to be me lying on my back on the stage, growling out a list of my poor life choices. All right. So, I've announced all of the things. Yeah. Oh, Nick, did you share that link to the Off She Goes page? I've got it in the script there. If you're interested in all of these Irish shenanigans that our new band is getting up to, give our page a like. It's called Off She Goes. The idea.
Seeing barfing faces come up.
Barfing face? No, no.
Sick faces.
No, no.
I think it's the reference to you being laying on the floor.
The Guinness flu. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, you can like and follow that page, and we're going to be posting all sorts of fun stuff. It's a high energy group focused around the traditional Irish music, songs and tunes, but also looking at how to take those songs and tunes and kind of rework them a little bit. Hand me is the wagon wheel banjo over there? Just want to give you a little sample. I know I said we weren't going to be playing nothing. Yeah. Grab the guitar, Danny.
You said you weren't singing it.
Well, maybe just a little bit. Because, you know, if you've ever heard of the Chieftains, as far as Irish bands go, you know, they're one of the better known ones. Some of them have passed away now. They've been at it a long time. But they have long worked to blend traditional Irish music with more modern stuff. You know, they've done collaborations with all sorts of musicians, from the Rolling Stones to, God, tons of them. Well, it's kind of along that lines. How can we take some of these traditional things, preserve the traditions, but also rethink them a little bit? So here's just a quick sample. It's going to start with a traditional polka called Dennis Murphy's, and then it's going to go into something else. Once we have the full band with the whistles and Emily on the fiddle and all of that, it'll sound a little fuller. So stuff like that. How to take old and new, or old and somewhat less old. Brown Eyed Girl's been around a long time. I wouldn't call it new, but it's new compared to that polka that I played. So that's kind of one of the things we're looking at. And some originals. Danny wrote a beautiful song that's kind of about what makes making music important.
It's about bringing people together in rough times to sing.
To sing and to make music together.
Which you see less of these days.
Exactly. It's kind of a thing that more and more has been lost. You know, when people think
Hopefully we can bring it back.
When people think of music, it's something you bit boop on your phone and pull up and listen to, or it's something other people do.
It's something you get famous to and gyrate your butt to.
Yeah, make a TikTok video and get a million views. But, of course, we know, and I think most of you know, it's much deeper than that. And more important, get down to the roots of it all and what makes it important. You know, I talk about my friend Charlie Boyle a lot, who passed away a couple of years ago. And this flag, this Irish flag, comes from his greenhouse. It hung there a lot of years. And his greenhouse, where people were welcome to come in and we'd sing and tell stories and carry on, it was kind of like a hotbed. It was a place where these traditions were kept alive. And they came down to Charlie, his brother Patrick, who's been on the show a number of times, from their parents and from the Irish community in Dover, the traditions that they brought over from Ireland, Tommy Makem and his family lived there in Dover. And when Charlie died, I made an effort to try to find a way to preserve that greenhouse and that area, to keep that going. And unfortunately, that wasn't able to happen. And that was hard for me to accept for a good while. But it's been a couple of years now, and I'm starting to feel like this, what we've just started to do, the sessions. Well, the session, there's only one that's still going that we attend every week when we can. Keeping all of that going, not just doing the same old stuff over and over in the same way, but finding ways to renew it, to reinterpret it while retaining the traditions. I kind of feel like that's something that's growing within me. So anyway, good stuff. We'll try to get and post some videos from these gigs. There's a lot of other things that we're having to figure out and keep track of, so we'll see. But yeah, like that Off She Goes page that Nick, I believe, pasted in the link to, and you will see whatever there is to be seen. So without further blah blah blah.
Hey, would you like to go to video?
I'd like to go to video.
Huh?
I think I've talked enough. What do you think?
You're not bored?
I think the presentation's getting a little wooden.
Oh
boy, jeez. Anyway,
I saw that one coming.
A little too ingrained.
Oh.
Hey.
Okay.
So
let's branch off to the video.
This is about 15 minutes. So we start off in the truck on the way down. Takes us through pulling the boards out, what we look for when we're selecting lumber, especially for necks, and then we get back and load it all into the big bin out in the shop. So here is WOODRUN Wood Run. Hey everybody, Ben Gitty here, and I got Deke with me in the truck. We are on a, wait for it, WOODRUN Wood Run.
Wood Run.
An official CB Gitty Wood Run. We are headed south through the seacoast of New Hampshire, through the beautiful town of Barrington right now. Got a tow truck up on a post there, you know, just because, why not? So we're heading down to Highland Hardwoods in Brentwood, the premier hardwood warehouse store. We want to show off what is available there, and we'll also be getting a few different kinds of wood that we use in making the necks, cigar box guitar necks, and also our bevel files at CB Gitty. So we'll be showing you the whole process as we go along, and it's going to be a good time. Highland Hardwoods, beautiful Brentwood, New Hampshire. Place where all the people come to get their wood.
What?
And all right, get ready to see a lot of lumber. It's a whole lot of wood. So what do we need? We need
Black walnut, ash, mahogany,
and 2-inch red oak for bevel files. All right, well here we go.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, Daniel, what do we got here? What are we looking at?
Got mahogany here.
Genuine South American mahogany. Nice 9-foot board.
Gotta check the straightness.
She look, oh, not too bad.
Not too bad. Nice grain, no cracks.
No big knots, occlusions. It's a nice looking board right there. All right,
that's nice wood right there.
Hey, good bingo. There's one. It's a little bit of looking at the bins. There's a lot of empty and low bins here today. The supply chain issues are affecting the hardwood lumber market, it seems. But we're going to be able to find at least some of what we want to keep the Gitty train rolling. Got to get all these 12-footers out of the way. All right, I'm going to turn off the camera and help you here, Daniel. Now we go up to check the shorts bins. You can get 25% off if they happen to have some cutoffs. It's looking like pretty slim pickings up here as well. It's always worth checking. Oh Oh boy, yeah. There's a little bit of ash. All rough. See, they offer things both rough and surfaced, and rough, of course, is unplaned and the full inch thick for 4.4. And we prefer surfaced, so we don't have to do the planing. There's a little bit up there. Pretty slim pickings up here in the short bins. All rough stuff on the cart. Wow. I've never seen it quite this low. So we gotta head over there to the upper level to check the full-size boards of ash and see what they've got. More stairs up to the upper level. This is where they keep the exotics. Here's some CU. What is Kumaru? This is some rough Kumaru shorts they have here. Some Iroko shorts down there. Look at this teak. This is 4.4 1-inch thick teak, which according to the price list is currently $24 a board foot. Yeah, buddy. Get her done. We are not making any cigar box guitar necks out of teak. White oak, quarter sawn white oak, some hickory. I keep thinking about adding hickory into the lineup. It's just so hard and tough to work. But it's
nice grain.
But it's one of the classic American woods, you know. Like
The old hickory stick.
good old hickory, yes sir. Some bird's eye maple. You see the bird eyes? There's a few of them in there. What else we got? Curly maple. How curly are? Oh,
Yeah, it's kind of
it's a
curly.
bit of-
It's got a little curl to it.
It's hard to get it, show it in a video, but we're gonna need one of these, Dan, to get up to the ash. Do some climbing. Yellow birch, red birch, and on down to the ash. $12-footers. I don't love 12-footers, but you gotta get what you can get. The things we look for, lots of big knots. You try to avoid that because you can't have a big knot in the middle of your neck, right? When the pickings are slim, we got to be a little more accepting. These out there with the big cracks. This one looks pretty good. It's an 8-footer, so we're going to be cutting this end off anyway. But the coloration is nice, the grain is nice. We're back down at the black walnut. Pickings are slim. We're gonna have to get some rough surface stuff and plane it at CB Gitty. Don't love to do that, but we've got a planer, so we can do it.
It's got a warp in it.
Walnut is notorious for warping. Let's see if we can see it in the camera. Yeah, that's not too bad though. You know, once you cut that into 3-foot lengths, the amount of warp that remains, you know, set that one aside. We might be forced to take that. Black walnut is notorious for knots and splits and warps and twists. It's really a kind of a difficult wood, and it's so expensive these days. Yeah, that looks all right. We can run with that. That's a good.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good 8 or 10 necks in there. On to the cat. Oh, that one looks pretty good too. as long as she's straight. A little bit of funkiness there that we'd have to cut around and work around.
Put that in the matey pile.
But considering what we've got to work with, can't be too choosy. Try that 7 there, because that gives us a little room to. Yeah,
That's looking good.
What's that chalk circle? It doesn't look like anything too bad. If it's straight, I say that's a winner. A little bit of warp, but I think we can work with that.
Long radius.
Yeah.
So.
And the rest of them in the bin here are all 11 and 12 footers. But we can always have them cut in half. So we're going to keep going through these and hopefully get a couple more usable boards. And then it's on to the red oak, if they've got any. 2-inch red oak for bevel files. 8-foot lengths, not too bad. Gonna find some that aren't too twisted, not too warped, not too knotty, and get 4 or so of them on the cat. This is shaping up to be $1,000 cart here before long. Those 12-foot walnuts are about $170 per board, so that tells you something right there about why Cigar Bucks guitar necks cost what they do. All right, here we go. We're gonna get some on the cart. Does that one look good?
That one's not bad.
All right, throw it on. While Daniel keeps loading the oak down there, I'm going to show you the exotics. Up here on the second level, all the way down to the end, you get into the interesting stuff. All right, here we go. Bloodwood. Rough bloodwood. Hard stuff. Here's one I haven't heard of. Shadua. What is Shadua? I don't know. Looks fancy though. What else we got down here? Oh, some tiger wood. Some 2-inch thick tiger wood. Only $18.50 a foot. Ain't no trouble here. Here's a little bit thinner tiger wood. You see those black stripes that run through the orange wood. That's how it got its name. Some Jatoba, otherwise known as Brazilian cherry. Beautiful wood to work with. Some more of it up top there. Some thick stuff down below. Probably don't need me to tell you what this one's called. A little bit of purple heart. Surfaced even. That's nice. Hardwood. Boy, I've seen table saw blades throw sparks when trying to cut through this stuff. Sure is pretty though with that nice purple, which kind of fades to a purplish brown over time. Some Amarillo up there, nice golden yellow wood. Spanish cedar. Wenge, $18.80 a foot. We used to make more stuff out of Wenge than we do now. It's just so hard to work with. Warps and twists, and you go to cut a big piece of it and it'll just warp as you're cutting it. Looks like they're out of Paducah. Some black limba, Iroko, Bubinga, teak. Oh boy, that's the big money there. $32 a board foot for 1-inch teak. How about that? Lace wood. It's got a very pretty grain pattern to it. Years back we made necks out of lace wood. What else? Santos mahogany, Shadua, Caribbean rosewood. We did a special edition of necks out of Caribbean rosewood. Zebra wood, no mistaking that. Then some marble wood over here and tucked in the corner. Never used marble wood on anything. And some Osage orange. Look at that. Haven't seen that here before. And that is just about everything they've got these days for the exotics. Looking down over the bulk stuff. There he is bringing in another load of something out there. Whole lot of wood. Alright, looks like Daniel's done loading, so let's get back down there. Time to tally everything up and see what the damage is. What you got down there, Daniel? Amarillo. By morning or some shorts? Oh, nice yellowish gold. Should we do a limited run of necks out of Amarillo? Hey, why not? All right, let's get back down there and get it all tallied up. All right, all paid up. We got our $1,000 cart of wood here. Time to get her into the truck, get it all tethered together and flagged down. And we'll be back on the road for Gitty HQ and leave Highland Hardwoods behind. Hopefully to restock. Just a lot of empty bins. Hey, there she is. All loaded up, got our flag on. Ready to head back to Gitty HQ. Cold out here, Daniel.
It's a little cold.
We made it back to Gitty, and it's time to unload the truck. Yeah, buddy, got a lot of good cigar box guitar necks and bevel files in this batch. All right, I'm gonna turn off the camera and we're gonna get busy. I don't know where Ash goes. Into the Gitty racks. All the thin woods up top. Bigger stuff down below, and way up top is random cut-offs. Over here we've got all sorts of neck blanks and seconds and stuff ready to go. Yes, yeah. Successful WOODRUN would run. Success! Wood was gotten. So yes, I'm glad you all, a lot of great comments there, some good advice about how to bring color back in Purple Heart by hitting it with a heat gun. And I commiserate with those of you who live in areas of the country where things like that just aren't available. You know, that's why I say I feel very blessed that there's a store like that in this area. And Steve Strings mentioning about, you know, rainforest, deforestation, and all of that. There are some species we used to use that we can't get anymore, specifically because they were being overforested and it got shut down. Beautiful wood, Peruvian walnut, chocolate brown, very few knots. We used to use that for necks, and it was just wonderful, and can't get it anymore. It all got shut down, and it's a shame to lose it, but I certainly understand that they need to try to preserve those forests and figure out how to do it sustainably. Ebony was mentioned, rosewood, true, the Honduran mahogany. All of those things got over-harvested, and that's why they're now either not available or extremely expensive. So yeah, a little field trip there. I'm holding here one of the early prototypes of what has grown into the new Red Barn series of kits that we're offering. Shane took this original Red Barn background and turned it into a mail, reminiscent of the mail pouch designs that if you're from anywhere in farming country in America, or at least I guess it was more of a Midwest thing perhaps, mail pouch tobacco, chewing tobacco, would pay farmers to paint their advertisements on the side of barns. You ever seen one? I'm growing up in Ohio, they were everywhere. It seemed like every big red or black barn had a mail pouch advertisement painted on it. Well, Shane took that concept and morphed it into a Red Barn wrap-around print. Now you see on this prototype, the back and the sides have just been stained on these new kits. We print every panel all the way around. So if you haven't checked them out yet, I know that for a lot of you who are into building cigar box guitars and such, that these new kits, you know, while you might think they're cool, maybe they weren't something you would buy for yourself, but we kind of designed these to catch the eye of people who might not have heard of cigar box guitars, or who might not think of building something from a cigar box, but seeing a printed design like this might just be enough to coax them into trying their hand at building their own homemade instrument. And they make great gifts and such like that. So if you haven't checked them out yet, sure be nice if you would, because they're pretty cool. And you know, this is the prototype version using our Mountain Tenor Kit, which is fully acoustic, and you can kind of hear the sound it has. And since we're so close to St. Patrick's Day, very much lately. That was rough, but they have a great sound. And this is with the low tuning, low G. I think when we ship the kits, they have high G strings, don't they? No?
No.
No, that is wrong. They don't. But they could. You get that higher, more trebly folk, what we call the folk set of strings, for that little more banjo-like sound, or the low G for the more of the blues, growly blues sound. So check those out if you haven't yet. The first of hopefully a whole series of printed or illustrated full wrap guitar kits that we hope to roll out. So thank you everyone for watching. I haven't said that yet. We do appreciate you taking time out of your Friday afternoons to join us. Jim Morris is out there. Richard Stumpf has been commenting away. Jimbo Burt, believe it or not. Roll Tide, Jim Burt. Perry Flynn's out there. Michael Capato says, Danny boy, the other one, is looking good. Yeah, he holds it together. He just had a birthday, that Mr. Caldwell. But I swear, he could, the way he goes, man, he could be 10 years younger than me instead of the other way around. Rob Robles out there, all sorts of good people. William Sneed, we're glad, we're so glad. Thank you, thank you, thank you for spending some time with us. So without, there's always more ado, who am I trying to kid, but without excessive further ado, we've got a video from Tim Henderson doing one of the Irish-American classics, I believe, Danny Boy. Is, you know, pretty much all of the crooners, like Bing Crosby and all that era of singers. Everybody liked singing, especially the ones of Irish descent. I love singing Danny Boy. And we still trot it out on occasion. Mm-hmm. Usually on St. Patrick's Day itself, we'll get asked to sing or play Danny Boy, and kind of have to. And then we've got our buddy Kale. We got a video of his. I'm not sure from how far back.
I think it's relatively recent.
Relatively recent. It is not Irish. It's doing the Battle of New Orleans.
Or is COVID City, or COVID Blues? COVID-19 Blues? He has a lot of, but that's not that. Never mind. Thinking about videos he has out there, and that's the new. This is the newer one.
Oh, all right. Well, very good. And then, seeing as how we're at 35 minutes past, let's just run these three. So we're going to have Tim Henderson, Kale, and then we're going to go right into this week's edition of What's the Deal with Spiel. Shane has been busy, as usual, rearranging his basement workshop studio guitar collection area so that he can get even more done down there. So here you go, a series of great videos.
pipes are calling from glen to glen and down the mountainside. And summer's gone and all the roses falling. It's you, must go, I must bide. But come ye back when summer's in the meadow. Oh, when the valley's hushed and white with snow, and I'll be here in sunshine or in shadow. Oh, Danny boy, I love you so. But if you come and all the flowers are dying, and I am dead, and dead well I may be, you'll come and find the place where I am lying, and kneel and say a name there for me, and I will know those soft you tread above me, and on my grave will riches sweeter be, and you'll bend down and tell me that you love me, and I will rest in peace until you come for me.
Well, howdy, folks. Happy Sunday morning. I got a little impromptu Sunday song for you today. Sitting out here with the Cigar box guitar and just kind of fumbled across this one. And I don't think I've heard this tune since I was a kid. My dad used to play this all the time. And I think this is a Johnny Horton tune, if I remember correctly, called The Battle of New Orleans. And I'm not even sure I got the right key, the right chords, and probably even the right lyrics, but it's enough that you're going to get the gist of the song. But I don't want to go in and research it and all that. Let's just go for the impromptu here. A little stripped down Sunday morning cover, a little Battle of New Orleans. In 1814, we took a little trip along Colonel Jackson down the mighty Mississippi. We took a little bacon and we took a little beans, and we caught the bloody British in a town called New Orleans. We fired our guns and the British kept coming. There wasn't quite as many as there was a while ago. We fired on some more and they began running down the Mississippi to the Gulf of Mexico. Well, Hickory said that we could take them by surprise if we didn't fire our muskets till we looked them in the eyes. We held our fire till we could see the faces well, lit them up with squirrel guns and really gave them well. We fired our guns and the British kept coming. There wasn't quite as many as there was a while ago. We fired on some more and they began running down the Mississippi to the Gulf of Mexico. Well, they ran through the briars and they ran through the brambles, and they ran to the places where the rabbits couldn't go. They ran so fast that the hounds couldn't catch them, down the Mississippi to the Gulf of Mexico. Well, we fired our cannon till the barrel melted down. Then we grabbed an alligator and we fought another round. We filled his head with cannonballs and powdered his behind. And when we lit the powder off, the gator lost his mind. We fired our guns and the British kept coming. There wasn't quite
Hi, I'm Rick Cole from Cole Custom Guitars, and you're watching What's the Deal with Spiel?
What's the deal with Spiel? Hey guys, it's Shane Spiel, and I wanted to do a little bit of a different show today. I just put this in. This is the Harbor Freight 48-inch work table, and I just put this into my basement yesterday. This table is only $109 at Harbor Freight, and yes, I know we call that place Horror Freight because you never know what you're going to get. Well, consider this my little product review in case you're looking to get a good workbench. I put this is in my basement, not my shed, because I needed a better place to work on guitars. Now I have this electric guitar here my neighbor gave me. Apparently her nephew cleans out trucks for his business, and if anyone leaves anything in the truck they can keep it. Well, someone had this cheap student guitar in there, and it's got some dings and damage to it, and she just gave it to me. I'm going to fix this up and give it away to a kid. But I needed a good place to work on guitars, to work on amps, to do different things, to put all my Gitty tools up here. And so I bought this yesterday. First of all, let me tell you, this work table, you have to put it together. And it is much like IKEA furniture. So it took me 3.5 hours to put it all together. All you need, trust me, you want to drill with a screwdriver bit. I love this. I absolutely love this. If you're looking to do guitar work, building guitars, doing hobby work and things like that, this is a great thing. First of all, you've got the table, which is 4 feet long, 2 feet wide. Great, perfect space to work on guitars. A guitar fits there perfectly. It's got the pegboard over here. Separate little ledge up top. You can put stuff. If you see here, I got my CB Gitty string caddy. I've got lemon oil. I've got other things, glue. Keep that up there. There's 2 drawers here. I have yet to really fill them because I don't want to just jam junk in there. And then the full bottom table, which I actually have my printer hiding down here because this is also my office. So I'm very happy with this. It was a little bit of a bugger to put together, but it's my endorsement. Harbor Freight 48-inch work table with light. Now the light they have here is 30 watts, and you can't really tell. It doesn't put out much light. I had another light here. That's going to be my main light. But I turned that off because too much glare for the camera. That's what the dealio with Spilio is just... this is what I've been working on. I am so excited. Now I can get a lot more done, a lot faster. I'm not losing parts. There's times where I've been working on antiques and it may have a little nail, the original nail or something, and the old table I had, that table was nothing but my great-grandmother's sewing table. Things would get lost on there. You know, I'd have to search around the carpet for a little screw or something, and I don't want to lose a single piece from any of these original antiques. So now I have the proper workspace. I did go on Amazon today and I ordered a guitar mat, a guitar workplace mat with the little prop that holds up the neck right here, and that should arrive on Monday. But that's what's the deal. Quick video. But if you're looking, it's tax season. If you're looking to upgrade your guitar shop, highly recommended. All right, my name's Shane Spiel. Thank you to CB Gitty for sponsoring this. And hey, I got a couple really wild new cigar box guitar shirts over at Guitar Rags, guitarrags.com. Check out these shirts right here. And there's a whole bunch of them there. That's how you can support my channel. You guys have a great weekend and happy building. I'll see you soon.
Hey, we're back. right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. Seeing as how we're fairly close, we're going to go ahead and do the theme song. Hopefully, if you liked and followed that Off She Goes page on Facebook, we'll be posting some things there. We also have an Instagram. And soon, maybe, hopefully, possibly a YouTube channel. All the things. All right. Well, here we go. Grab your giddies. And here we go with a little bit of the Gitty Gang Show theme song. Well, it's the Gitty Gang Show on Cigar Nation TV. TV is in the Gitty Gang Show on Cigar Box Nation TV. And we came to you live from CB Gitty. Where's all you sticking a box and some strings? Hey, I know this song. Some strings and singing. All you need is a stick of box and some strings. Till you put them all together, you know they're gonna ring. We come to you live every Friday afternoon at 3. At 3. Say we come to you live every Friday afternoon at 3. And if we don't see you, how sad we gonna be. Everybody now, well, it's the Gitty Gang Show. The Gitty Gang Show. I say the Gitty Gang Show. The Gitty Gang Show. Well, the Gitty Gang Show. The Gitty Gang Show. Well, the Gitty Gang Show. Whoa, the Gitty Gang Show. It's the Gitty Gang Show on Cigar Box Nation TV. We'll see you next. Well, no, we won't. Hopefully, we'll see you Tuesday night for the annual CB Gitty Cigar Box Nation Irish show. I can get everybody all corralled in to do it.